everyone is booking in the interim. I can see what's happening. Get ourselves settled in here. A lot of what I've been talking about with the transits right now, and kind of what the theme of 2026 is going to be, is like us collectively kind of having trouble seeing the forest through the trees. And with our Saturn and upcoming Saturn and Neptune conjunction in Aries, when Aries finally moves out of the 29 degrees of Pisces and into Aries, is a lot of like, we're walking through this fog and we really need to learn how to take one step at a time. So figuring out what it is that you need to do to strategize is also very big with this new moon that is here in Capricorn, and figuring out what you need to do to be able to make sure that you're making the right strategy, taking the right action for you at the same time. So whatever you need to do to make sure, like, okay, so if you guys want to drop your rising sign, I can give you a little bit of a tip about what's going to come up for this new moon for you. So, yeah, listen, Root Boomer, we all need the 2-year-old reminders. We all really are just mentally having to go back to the things that our parents taught us it too. So I feel that it's important, those reminders are important. I think teaching children, whether you have children or children in your life. I'm from the US. I'm an East Coaster. You'll hear my accent come out now and again, but welcome. But yeah, sometimes we can take the advice of the things, that the energy we give our 2-year-olds too. Hi Julia, how are you? I hope you're feeling good on this Saturday, the new moon in Capricorn. I just got off a call and I wanted to hop on and do my 2 lives a week. I'm here Thursday nights and then Saturdays as well, usually from 2:30. Yes, happy new moon Cap. From Thursdays and Saturdays are my new routine. I'm good. I have more energy because I slept than the last time you saw me. So allowing that. Hi Sue, welcome back. Hi Trey, welcome. Let me do this. But yeah, the new moon in Capricorn actually feels really good. I'm excited for it. It's a little heavy in the body, if I had to make a generalization. Hello. About it, but a lot of people, so if you're feeling a little sluggish, that's normal. A lot of what this new moon is doing is helping us to figure out what our personal, yeah, sleep is good. Our personal, I had my candle wax spill, so I'm just cleaning this up here. Our personal limitations are knowing, yeah, absolutely. That's my, I don't know if you were on, Sue, you were on the live when someone had asked me, I think you may have come in later though, they were like, how do you remember people's names and like who was here, and I'm like, well, that's a good part about Scorpio moons and having a Scorpio stellium for my fellow Scorpio. I know Julia's a beautiful Scorpio rising and moon, right, if I'm not mistaken, because we were talking about the moon, and sun, because you were talking about the sun being on your ascendant and then having that being mirrored as a Leo. Yeah. Me answering it in real time. I'm just gonna toss this, so give me one moment, I'll be right back. Yeah, those luminary qualities are very, very prevalent for beautiful Julia. So, Scorpio rising. Yes. Oh my gosh. So Scorpio risings, I always have an affinity. I think statistically I am. So, I used to be, my usual old schedule was 7:30 to 9:30, both Wednesday and Thursday. But I've gotten a lot busier since I originally started that schedule behind the scenes. And the shift has been coming for a while for me to finally move to one day during the week at night and then Saturdays, because most of my clients work 9 to 5s or have something going on during the day, so or are exhausted at night. So I wanted to kind of hit both folks' general consensus of what works. Hi Megan, welcome. But yeah, so basically when we're looking at the Scorpio rising energy, I was told in a couple trainings that Scorpio risings are actually, statistically at least at this point, the most common. Yeah, I find that like kind of like the veil is thin. It was so crazy, Julia, after you and I finished talking back and forth the other night, I take a shower at night just to kind of cleanse off the energy, which is helpful when I'm on later. You can tell I'm manifesting generator ADHD because I'm having 8 conversations in one time. My live schedule now for Sue for mental clarity is Thursdays 7:30 to 9:30. Sometimes I go a little bit later. Saturdays 2:30 to 4:30. But I sometimes will get booked for readings on Saturday. So I got booked for a bien, gracias. Hola, Eric. But so that's my schedule now. to finish up that thought, 2:30 to 4:30. Sometimes I get booked, so I'm on earlier, but I'm on later. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for following. I appreciate that because it helps me to help you guys. Hi, Jen. I just like to be of service in any way as a true Pisces sun. So I'm like, okay, how a lot of what I talk about, like Julia, Jen, like my fellow spiritual practitioners, is grounding in what is truly reciprocal. So figuring that out. Yes, so Scorpio risings, thank you. Scorpio risings are statistically the most common. Hello. Oh, you are, yes, I love that. Are you a February Pisces or a March Pisces? I have a lot of March or February Pisces actually, more so, but yeah. Oh, 3-1, okay, 3-1, I'm March 2nd, so we're a day apart. I love that. So you are a gate 22 Pisces sun potentially. Where in human design, every one of the 12 signs of the zodiac, similar to decans, are broken down into 6 categories, which are called gates. So instead of like the 3 decans of astrology, thank you, Allie, we have the 6 gates in human design. So it's like that's why your type of Pisces, my type. Oh, it is. Oh, I love that. Yes. It's so funny. So my husband has 2 siblings. He has 2 older sisters. He's the youngest of 3. And I'm the oldest of 2. And my birthday is March 2nd. My brother is July 10th. His 2 sisters are March 4th and July 8th. So both his sisters are different years, but the birth month and day is 2 days apart from each other. Isn't that funny? And I get a lot of Cancer suns too. I find that because as an Aquarius rising, you guys fall or are living in, thank you, Christian, living in my 6th house. I help a lot of, that's like the synchronicities, right? I fall, or what was I just gonna say? With a lot of Cancer placements, you guys fall in my 6th house, so I help a lot of like with strategy in general, but, oh, there we go, we're so similar. It's like funny, we experience each other in like different ways. I love that. But yeah, the intuitiveness of Scorpio, Pisces, like any of the water signs, Cancer, right? Very watery today here, is really a really nice camaraderie that we all have too. So, Taurus rising, okay. Yeah, so that kind of that, so you wouldn't have opposing energy. Wow, so even right now for you, I'm just thinking of the transits because we have Uranus and Taurus on your ascendant. So I'm curious to know what kind of shakeups are. Yeah, different fonts, exactly. I love that emoji. I feel like that fits you so well, Julia. But yeah, Uranus on your ascendant right now, and then a little bit of that extra Venusian activation that's squaring your Venus. Like, if you wanted to, Jen, like have a big, like this would be a good time for you to be like, okay, what do I really, like everything else feels like it's kind of crazy, but how, Aquarius moon, think about it logically, how can I just make sure, yeah, and then having Saturn at 29 degrees on top of your sun. Oh wow, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, the conflicting feelings of that, I can imagine. What were your mom's placements, if you don't mind me asking? Aw. Yeah, and I'm telling you that 7-year cycle, like number 7s are so crazy. Yeah. You're like, well, now it's like the best way I can explain it, and this is probably our psychic connecting energy, is like it feels very out of body. You're like, oh yeah, okay. Oh wow, that's wild, especially as Uranus is about to go into Gemini. My father-in-law is the 27th, so I know the energy very well. So you were a parentified child. Hi, Marcia, welcome. The parentified child didn't want to be the stand-in husband anymore, so you left. I wanted to mute that, sorry. Yeah, same here. Us Pisces, I say to every one of my Pisceans, my fellow Pisceans, I'm like, doesn't it feel nice the older we get, like people take us more seriously because our age finally matches? Thank you, nice to meet you too. Finally matches like how we've always felt. Like people actually take us seriously. Oh, Brazil, I love that. I had one of my clients that moved back to Brazil. He was an artist. I used to work in arts and music management. And he was an artist that he used to help do murals. Yeah. It's just my little intuitive readings for all my fellow. I know it because we're like the same, it's the same exact thing for me. And yeah, I'm reading the book, which I think you'll probably also find helpful. Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. Yeah, thank you, Sue. Of emotionally immature parents. And it also is very helpful, like for those of you who have had to be people pleasers, even if your parents didn't exactly exhibit those types of traits, or they did, but like you're still, hi Cassandra, you're still, have a relationship with them. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm happy to help, like, especially as like somebody's going through like some sort of, just to do a little cleansing. Yeah, it's so interesting. I was just trying to tap into her energy a little bit too. But with that book, I find it helpful for those of you like me who are in client-facing positions to just understand emotionally immature people in general. Yeah, like that open wound out of body. Yeah. I can feel like the standoffishness. Like it's like you can see her so clearly. It's very hard to see your mom so clearly, but have her like have no idea who you are. Yeah, exactly. One of the things, the exercises that when I was really working through like my resentment with that is that my therapist had given me as an exercise is to write a letter asking your mom. I was just I'm sorry, some of the usernames that come through, it's like this situation obviously isn't funny, but I'm like the goofy Pisces in me is like, okay, Poot Lovato, like looking at all the usernames, a little laughing through the tears, but write a letter to your mom about what it is that you needed from her. Oh, I love this. I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm happy to do some I mean, the channeling happens whether we like it or not. So if you're in my live, I'll just start picking up on shit. So if there's anything you don't want me to say or see, just let me know. We have boundaries with spirits here too. But write a letter to her asking her for what you needed from her. Right? And then, because they still hear us on the other side, her physical vessel isn't here. She can't communicate with you in a traditional communicative sense, but it's still communication nonetheless. And then write a letter as if you're your mom back to you, not from what you think that she would say to you, right? Because it's really easy for us to go there, but rather what it is that you needed her to apologize for, what you needed, and that can be a really helpful way to kind of alchemize some grief too. To kind of give yourself the closure that you couldn't get from her. It's weird because I feel like in terms of, we don't really know how we're gonna feel until someone actually passes. So it's a really weird feeling. Like I know that, right? I know I have an amazing therapist. So I'm happy to share that. But letter writing, I think, is really important. It's like dealing with, it's like a complex layer of grief. So like, and it's same for you, Julia, right? We can talk about the same, like doing the same exact thing now and closing out that level of grief with what you're going through too. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, I feel like it's almost like, it's the finalization of it, because I think that in our core-ish children, there's always, and I would be curious to know if you look at your human design body graph, if you have hope, motivation, because I do, and there's always this like, maybe at like 11:59, the metaphorical 11:59, like she'll give me a call and apologize, or there'll be something. And I think that like, this is where our Aquarius placements can help us, because the compartmentalization and the detachment can help. Not that you should detach from what your emotions are feeling, because obviously this is like fresh and new, but looking at it objectively is like, this is just the person that had to be, that was responsible for how I got here, or this is the person that gave me life, but that doesn't, like that, maybe that's all this person was supposed to be. And I think that historically for our parents' generations, like our grandparents' generations, it was like, you just didn't talk about anything. Hola, yeah, I was talking a lot about this with my uncle the other day, because I picked my cousins up and we went out to go. They're younger. One's a freshman in college and the other's a freshman in high school. Hi, AG. And it's my mom's brother, and we were talking about like both my grandfathers died of alcoholism, complications from alcoholism, from smoking and drinking. My grandfather on my I would put money on it that he was a projector or non-sacral. Hi, Anna. As I say projector, because hi Harm, because it projectors, reflectors, and manifestors are like souls that have to remember how to have a human body. And my grandfather was an Aries, and he had a full ride scholarship, football scholarship at 18 years old to Cornell or Syracuse to play. Oh, you're a manifestor. Okay, yes, you'll resonate with this too. To play football. And he wanted to be at the time what like a commercial artist, which is what we know now today as a graphic designer. And he didn't say this, it was kind of like the deathbed confessional when he was passing away. It's almost the anniversary of his death, so I've been talking about him a lot more. I didn't know him, he passed before I was born. But a lot of Aries placements are like baby souls, like big 3 Aries placements, like sun, moon, or rising. So they struggle a little bit more with like knowing where to get help for their emotions. And especially historically, you know, looking at Gemini too, mercurial sign. If your mom is constricted, hi Brie, and didn't know how to talk about things or where to go, right? We see that too. So long story short, with my grandfather, a little bit of a trigger warning, at 18 years old, his responsibility was to remove the existence of Japanese soldiers when he's like, oh, Sue, yeah. And that's like obvious and more, but it was in a very specific, like, this isn't just like we're releasing objects into the void. It's like I am responsible in this very specific, very archaic way to do this thing as a part of my role. So it's like, I'm thinking about like that frequency of violence is still existent in different ways now. But like we see that frequency of violence like even more so. It's like we've been we're not that distant, even though we've evolved a lot, and like we can all sit here online and be removed from violence in some capacity. Like that, like physical intimacy with violence is not very removed from a lot of our past. Yeah. I have a lot of mental illness running in my family too, specifically personality disorders and bipolar disorder. Yeah. Hey, Allie, thank you. Yeah, and we see that it's a lot of, I think that we'll see a lot more of that coming out of the woodwork during these transits too. And like, I will not read for people who I know that are manic, and I do not want to work with people intimately who are dealing with mental health crises in that way, because I grew up with it. I lost a lot of my childhood to that, so I'm not going to lose a lot of my adulthood to it either. Just because I can, it's like I'd rather put you in a position or with somebody that is going to further support that, but I choose to be of service to my fellow ones that are the people that are like the glass, I want to say like the glass children of society, because just because we're functional enough doesn't mean that we're immune to, you know, the people who have to deal with people who are addicts or dealing with mental health issues in some way too. Like the healers need help too, is the way I put it. I think my dad has unexplainable health problems because he doesn't know enough is enough. Yes, absolutely. My dad got diagnosed with a version of Parkinson's this year, and my dad is a lot of Virgo, and he would always be like, oh, I'm an old man. And I'm like, you have to stop joking like that, because you're going to make yourself older before you're ready. And, you know, it's like the body keeps the score. It's very much so, you know, a battle of that, you know. And I think when we have parents that deal with mental health and don't deal with it properly, like they may know, right? But it's like when they don't deal with it properly, we have to learn how to extract, you know, the levels and the puzzle pieces of their personality. Thank you for the follow. The puzzle pieces of their personality to really figure out like what are the layers to this. And now it's like complex grief. And probably in the not so distant past, Jen, like, and I know it sounds like she passed, like it wasn't expected, or like it was like she got diagnosed with something on Tuesday and 3 weeks later she was gone, or like Friday she was gone, like that kind of energy. There wasn't a lot of time for her to process those things too. And I think like, yeah, I'm sorry. It's that, yeah, we know it'll come, but we don't know when it'll happen, sort of thing. You know, all of us are going out the same way in a different form, right? So it's like, what do we do with that? And what do we do when it happens unexpectedly? I've been dealing with a lot of anticipatory grief this year, for sure, in that same way. So kind of like navigating. And it's like grief takes time. So it's like in a world that always is focusing on the next thing. Yeah, right. It's like a lot of the catastrophization Right. So it's like it becomes, especially with a lot of like people who struggle with those types of mental illnesses, like a bit of a boy who cried wolf. Because then you're like, for so many years, probably at the beginning, let's say for the first 10, you're like, oh, okay, I'm here. Like, because we put ourselves and we react or put ourselves in that person's shoes as intuitive people, like of how at the beginning when you're learning to work with it, if we were making these claims, we react because we think about how we would be feeling if we were to make the same claims of dealing with this for the last 30 years, right? It's like that mirroring energy. So then when you have it happen so many times where it's like, oh, this is actually a big reaction to a very solvable logical problem. I think a lot of that energy too, like when you deal with somebody who is dealing with bipolar 2, it's a lot of like manipulation of like weaponized incompetence. And so it's like they learn a lot of times, and especially what happens with luminary placements that are negatively aspected, or like I love a good luminary, but like if they learn that they're rewarded for bad behavior, they don't care about like how they get you to get there for them. They just know that if like x plus 1 plus 2 equals 3, they're just going to keep in that dysfunctional ecosystem. And a lot of what I say too for a lot of folks is that the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. So a lot of people like that stay stuck in their own fucked up ecosystem because it's easier for them to repeat the same pattern even if it's uncomfortable. Preaching to the choir, sister, right now. I can feel it. I'm happy to help transmute this for you. It's all my Scorpio in the 10th house. I'm like, I always say I'm like the fairy woman and let's remove the cobwebs. So, oh yeah, there you go. I'm happy to just reflect that and turn the dial up on that for you. Sometimes we have to hear things in threes for them to resonate or like in different ways, but, it's a lot of it, and that could go for anything. It doesn't have to be something so heavy. And Cassandra, I'll read your message in a moment. But it's like the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. So like that's why I say like in this work, and I just said this in my energy of the week. I post them every Sunday for the week ahead. So if you guys like want to sit and prepare and don't like to just wait for like the day of for my energy of the days, I hit like both sides. And I talked a lot about grounding this week because I had Chris, who's over in my YouTube community, that asked me to do that. And so a lot of it is like, how do we, as a spiritual practitioner who's always, I'm Saturnian, my Saturn is conjunct my sun, like I'm strategy and authority and like getting us organized through and through, but I want to really sit with people and say like, you're telling me you want this. If you keep asking me to do it, we're going to do it together. If not, like shit or get off the pot. And Brie, I'll read that in a second. So a lot of the energy that I had to write out of my familial frequency that interplays, because I'm also a Scorpio moon in the house of career. So it's as Anna explained it, it's a personal placement in a non-personal energy, right? Where it's like I can feel very deeply, and Julie and I were just talking about this in the reading that I did for her on Thursday. It's very personal and impersonal at the same time. Right? Oh, hi Julia. Oh, Julie, is this Julia from Jacqueline Julia? I think so. Okay, hello. I think I'm piecing everyone together. It's nice to see you. I hope all is well with you and your fabulous life. I don't know if this makes any sense, but I feel like you need to get into casting and TV production. Just to throw that little intuitive nugget out there if that validates anything for you. But, oh, yay. But yeah, it's like when as a spiritual practitioner, a lot of what I had to learn is that people can come to me and beg for me to help them with strategy and to help them with something. But like, I'm not interested in people who aren't going to take it seriously. And that's a much smaller pool than people who actually do have the bandwidth to like go. And I'm okay with slow progress. Again, Saturn ruled. I'm okay with slow progress. But there needs to be like some momentum moving forward to know that like you're not staying like circling the drain, but like it's actually, hi Tam, the drain isn't going anywhere. So a lot of what I've been thinking about is just like really, and I've been so thankful because like as we kind of like vocalize it and write it out, especially as a manifestor with your throat defined gen, that helps a lot. Anyone with like throat definition, it's like speak it into existence and write it away out of your frequency so that like that kind of repeat behavior doesn't come back again and again. And what I love about it's like I don't there are so many gyms that work, and I was at full circle to finish that thought about the energy of the week ahead. I was saying how what I really had an epiphany with as I'm ending my Saturn return is that there are so many people that complain about their body and what they look like, and they want to feel stronger, they want to lose weight, and there's so many gyms, you could get so many dietary directives for free on YouTube, online, free exercises, and there's still people who won't use that information. So for me, you know, being a spirit practitioner and trying to keep my energy up and not feel so, it's like not feeling that enmeshment with people who say they want something. It's like, I know that my free content is already really good. If you already can't apply that, there immediately is a barrier to entry with my energy for how much further we can move forward together, you know? And it's like, I'm okay to just, if you're sitting here in my live and that's what you can do, amazing. If you can just watch and consume a minute and a half of me talking every day or every once a week in a free video and content online, that's okay. But like, let's just become logically aware of where we're at. And I'm okay with that, but I don't like false indicators of what I'm getting. And a lot of that is just full circle to how we were raised or how we weren't raised, what we didn't get. But let me read Cassandra and then Bree. Cassandra said, you know, I'm noticing our parents' generation joking about being old recently, and never really noticed my grandparents joking like that. Had a thought it might be an old energy coming up and out to be transmuted. I love that. Yeah, I think that this is morbid, but my true belief is that they're ready to go. I think that this world has gotten really updated really fast. I think it's very overwhelming for somebody of their generation to try to keep up with technology. You know, my dad is 65, 66, and like just trying to get into an app to log into a doctor's, like there's so many things that are just like, they're like, it's a subconscious belief, and I think wanting time to move faster. That's just what, and at least my personal experience and somewhat of my professional one too. But I don't really have clients of that age range. But I think that a lot of them are like, I see a lot of them because I think I know with Uranus and Gemini, time is going to go even faster. So it's this kind of energy of like, all right, well, if it's going to be here, then let's wrap it up, instead of enjoying the process. And again, having to come to instant gratification. Yeah, help me help you, period. Yeah, thank you. I have no idea. Aw, I'm happy, Jen. I'm cross streaming this to YouTube. So again, if you go under my lives tab and look for, you know, Saturday, January 17th, you can listen back to it again and again. I'm not going to do a live stream. I just had a truck driver that wanted to go live with me, which is funny, but yeah, the past 2 days. Oh wait, hold on. Let me go back up to Bree. Yeah. Yeah. My parents are both challenging, and my dad is more predictable, so I find more comfort in the chaos. Yeah, I think because like as a generalization, men are more simple. Like in that way, it's kind of most men. In that way, it's like what you see is what you get. So there's not a lot of like manipulative energy that's happening there. Not all, because I've experienced both sides of it, but oversimplification of that generation. And I think the way that your dad and my dad are, probably it's a little bit simpler like that too. Yeah, exactly. HD question, how do I deal with the 360 channel? I know it pulses on and off. How can I deal with the off? So what I'll also say, just to validate that, because I literally just, yeah, I know bunches. I figured. I'm sorry. That's such a fucked up like energy to be in, for lack of a better way to say it. Hi, Freddie. Welcome. Hi, Raul. Okay, so the HD question, get down to business, is that the 360 channel has a lot to do with melancholic energy. We have it activated right now, even if you don't have it in your human design body graph. This new moon in Capricorn, our sun, our moon, our Mercury, our Venus, and our Mars are all in gate 60. So, I don't know if baseball means anything to anybody too, but that's also coming up, like the let's get down to business. I think that's Avicii. It's some techno. I'm from Jersey, so it's like the Jersey club. That's always my like go-to deep house music. But it holds the frequency of melancholy. So I do a little bit, but not on this live. I just do more so astrology and human design and intuitive readings. Tarot cards I use as like a vessel to just, because it's a visual indicator of me just intuiting anyway, but I don't really find that I need the tarot cards. But yeah, so it's melancholic, not, this is educational, funny, haha advice only. But like it's depressive, it's chronic depression. So, I do like EDM, not full, like deep bass all the time, but like, I dabble. That was like big in my like college, like going back to 2016 and 2014, that kind of era. But Yeah, it's dealing with depression and the off energy. I literally go back to basics of like, I'm taking 5,000 milligrams of vitamin D. I do my red light therapy for hours, you know, like sometimes just 20 minutes in the morning whenever I can get to. Yeah, it makes sense. I figured, Sue. It's like a somber, it's melancholy is the word, right? I love that, Bree. That's so exciting. Congratulations. That's going to be so fun. Um, but Sue, yeah, it's like the depression is definitely normal. Also, if you're in a place like it snowed today, we didn't expect it to. Like seasonal depression also being very real. Um, the world is not necessarily like a fun place to be right now for a lot of people. Or like even if it's fun for you, it's like, how can I have fun when this is going on 30 minutes away or next door? So it's allowing yourself that, yeah. So definitely doing that, Jen. Adding on in like our little, I think of like biohacking, like how do we like optimize our human vessel, like is very big for us Aquarius placements because we're like anything like futuristic, even though red light therapy is just us waking up and making a campfire primally early in the morning. It's like we can't light a fire in the middle of our house and that large in that way, so that's the way that we can get it. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, like the off pulses are figuring out the creative ways to get back to basics. So yeah, so hola. So what is it that you need to do to kind of like just say, okay, I'm hit with this wave. This is a block. This is a limitation. Gate 60. I know that I'm going into an off period. And if you go back with the on and off pulses, there is a Estados Unidos. Yo sé. Lo siento, hablo un poco español, as you can tell. But hi, Jen. Nice to see you. I don't know if you probably saw now, but I made that video for you today. You know what was so annoying? I literally filmed it and I was like, I said Jenny instead of Jen. I was like, it literally says it right here. Like it was like I was too paranoid about fucking it up, so I fucked it up. I deleted it and wrote it again, or filmed it again. But I'm glad I saw you because that's just funny, like to talk about it. Yeah, I'm so glad. Okay, perfect. A big year for a 4th house and 5th house perfection year too. Like 4th house, we were talking a lot about that too. Gracias. Yeah, you're like, that's what's in capital letters. Well, I always get, my name's Brenna, but I always get Brianna, Brenda. My husband's Cuban, so now I get Brenda even more because it's more common, Brenda in like Spanish names, so I feel that. But yeah, Sue, I think just to go back, like, I want to make sure I hit every like angle of your question. It's a call to get back to doing things more simply. So leaning into that, you know, whatever needs to get done that you can feel like a regular person again. Like I think of like if you have or somebody that has a menstrual cycle, like cycle syncing can be really good. Like having some sort of like calendar, just somewhere where you kind of see like tracking the seasons of your life each month, or if you notice every 3 months or every winter. I also notice, like, for myself, like, Januaries are always challenging for me because Capricorn is my 12th house. So, like, I need to kind of, like, plan some fun things or force myself to go out even if I'm tired, or, like, find things to be excited about, even if I have to fake it till I make it a little bit. So, yeah, leaning into that, too. So, oh, my gosh. Wait, there you go. Extra... Extraterrestrials, Freddie. Oh, I mean, hi Chelsea. I didn't see you sneak in here. It's nice to see you. Yeah, oh my gosh, do I want to go into that direction of extraterrestrials? Yeah, we'd be silly to think that we're not alone. We're so egotistical on Earth to think that we're by ourselves. I think that it just feels like the frequency of like, yeah, I'm not going to like that area of the solar system. It's like Skid Row in LA. Like that's how it feels with how they probably look at Earth right now. But the other question is, what is the relation between gods, aliens, Satan, Buddha, Allah? Oh my gosh. My short answer is that they're all really complicated ways. Yes, oh my god. Let's talk about octopi. They're all really complicated ways to explain the same energy, is how I feel. So I don't care what you believe in as long as you're a good person at the end of the day. But could you explain the 4323 channel? What if somebody has it as their nodes? I wonder who that someone is. So if you have the 4323 channel, it's like the Genius Freak. Yeah, Skid Row in LA. I'm glad you enjoyed that. That's how it feels. The Genius Freak channel is lovingly, I call it the Genius Freak channel, the channel of structuring. So it's, hi Carol, it's seeing things ahead of your time. So it's it's a projected channel. So if people don't see you as having the wisdom, they don't want you to share it unsolicited with them. Hello, hello. So that kind of vibe, especially to certain male individuals, probably coming up that way. Allow to lean into some feminine essence. I think 43 is your Scorpio North Node, Taurus Gate 23 is your South Node. So not all nodes make a channel, by the way. Learning to hold back, like, okay, so this is the best way that I can explain projected channel energy or projector channel, projectors in general. So if you're a projector or have projected channels like me, okay, thank you. Yeah, I think that's what I meant. I'm sorry. Yes, okay. Thank you. Because I was thinking of our age, year difference. Thank you. Because I'm the opposite. But projected channels, like the 4323 channel. You know when you go into a store and it's Christmas time and you see the pillow that says Merry Christmas, there's a Merry Christmas banner, everything's red and green, but it says, the words actually say Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas mugs, Merry Christmas t-shirts. You're like, all right, I get it, it's Christmas. How you want to act on the energy is the implied elegance of Christmas time. I change out my runner on my coffee bar to be red and green plaid, right? Or I have, I have my Christmas tree up in the corner. There's nothing that says that it's Christmas, but everything is the implied elegance of Christmas time. Even if you are low on funds, low on energy, it's the applied elegance of just, you're not worried about proving to everybody it's Christmas time. You're worried about doing what you can to create the atmosphere of Christmas and immerse people into the atmosphere of it being Christmas. So it's like, if you're a projector, like wanting to connect with people in the comments, right, on a video, it's like you don't go and answer comments that the creator hasn't answered. Like, it's like, okay, there's the obvious energy that this is the creator's portal, they're looking to grow. It's like building a connection that's more natural. But hi Josh, or Sherry, they're both, the understanding of the reciprocal energy. Like, if you, and it's like, why, like, I fucking hate when people DM me their videos of the content that they want me to like. If your content is good enough, and there's so many different ways like that you can understand to take the time to study how to make your content good, you should be worried about connecting with people that have liked your video, commented with your video. Because like, if you're not happy with 4 people liking it, you're not even going to be happy because it's the wrong 40 people that liked it too. If I see it, I don't shove myself into people's inboxes, right? So it's like, that's the same kind of like Genius Freak energy of like, if you don't see me in my autonomous genius, I'm automatically a freak to you because I've pushed you away. Yeah, I'm trying to shove my information down your throat. And that's not a sexy place to be. It's supposed to be sexier, right? It's like, no, nobody wants that. Everyone's trying to sell something, it's like that, like no one wants another, I don't want to see another sponsored ad about these 3 gates to 10x your 3 human design gates to 10x. Like, talk to me like I'm a person, because I am a person and I get to know your people. And that's more of the Genius Freak energy. What is genius if your genius can't be applied to real people in a real life way? So it sounds harsh, but it's true. It's like, if you want to come off as like knowing what you're talking about, like that energy has to be more so like the direction that you're going in is implied elegance, leaving like desperate to be seen. So it's like that holding that frequency or not holding that frequency. Thank you, Jen. That's important, because it's like, I'm not worried about the people who don't see me. And trust me, the numbers don't fucking matter on social media. I was just saying this the other day, where there's people who have paid AI, to grow their followers, or it's bot followers, or it's like them on other accounts commenting to themselves about telling themselves how great they are. And it's a game, but you know what happens to those people when they hit 100,000 followers? They have to go back and figure out how to get people to actually convert them into dollars. I have clients that literally have less than 5,000 followers that then make more money than some of my clients that have had 50,000 followers on this platform, because they're talking to real people and they're concerned about sustainable growth and actually helping people and knowing what the exchange of information is, but it's built on a sustainable connection, right? I'm not worried about, I have a nice email that goes out after I meet with somebody, but I'm not worried about chasing somebody down and trying to get them to rebook right away. So yeah, thanks, Julia. I know it's that kind of, it's just like, it's Debbie Desperate, you know, Debbie Downer. Yeah, exactly. Leo moon energy, pay attention to me. Yeah, so like Sue, like what do you feel like, and let me, maybe it'll be more helpful for me to ask you to like, to kind of like spitball here. Like is it just like you just don't feel like doing anything, like it's depression that you're struggling with? Because I'm trying to discern what your specific off period looks like, because that'll help me answer your, like, do you just feel kind of like listless, like you're not really interested in anything, like everything feels kind of boring? I have a candle wax that got on my sweater, so it's like the ADHD in me that's trying to like peel it off at the same time. Okay, so back to basics is like, even more simply, when you're really dealing with depression, is like, I just need to focus on making sure that I still have teeth when I got out of this bed. So how do I have the little Colgate wisps that are in my drawer that I buy at the dollar store when I'm in a good mood and I know I can leave my house, so that that can be there? Or it's like, how do I just write one word about how I feel? Especially as Cancers, like you guys can hermit in your shell really bad and you don't realize how much you're kind of, and also you have Jupiter retrograde conjunct your sun right now. So it may be a wide conjunction, it may not be the same degree, but Jupiter retrograde is like kind of going back and saying like, how have you burnt yourself out in the past, or where have you not taken care of your literal basic health? It's like, I need to shower, I need new clothes, I need to comb my hair, brush my teeth. What are those kind of basic things? It's not the basics of, what's the basic of me posting on social media? Like, you don't really have the time for that. So it's like, what that also teaches you is to not let, like, the strategy that I was talking to for the client that booked me this afternoon for a session, we were talking about an exit strategy for her job. And, we were talking about TikTok shop. Like, TikTok is it's a part of the piece of the puzzle, but I'm not interested in coming on here and like trying to convert you guys to pay me gifts as a part of my life. It's a part of my business, but it's not the only thing that I do for my marketing. Right? It's like a way for you guys to know me, to know that, but if it only serves the purpose of like us chatting together, and you know, there's always some sort of frequency that I'm connecting with other people on, and then it's like a domino effect of like where else they come to find me. But like, if you're somebody that has the 360 channel, it's probably not possible for you every month of your life to get on social media. So don't let the first, 5 times that you start posting or getting back on again, if the views are low, you don't want to focus on making the app's goal is to keep you on it as long and as often as possible. So it's like, you can't let like the robot make you feel bad, make the human feel bad, because you have to use it in a different way. Let me know if that was confusing. I feel like I confused, maybe a little confusing, but the short of it was like, if, you're in your off period, you have to go back to focusing on the basics and are in an extroverted state of mind. It's that kind of, not letting yourself feel bad about how little the pool is when you do get back on the app. So thank you, Bree. See you later. Yeah, people are wild by money and fancy things. They're drawn to authenticity. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Because it's like visual cues. It's like it's like the giving people what they want, but like selling them what they actually need. Yeah. Yeah. I think the basic thing is like, do what you have to do to deal with your depression when you're in the off period. And that's going to look different for everybody, right? Because I only know like that you're a Cancer, and there's like part of the Scorpio rising energy there too. But I think like realizing like, what is it that you like being aware, I think just getting really clear on what your actual needs are to help you through that off period. But it's like that's very specific to each individual. So I could give you blanket advice of like, brush your teeth, comb your hair, or, save a little bit of extra money to order DoorDash so you don't have to cook a meal. Hi, Chelsea. So you don't have to cook a meal, right? But it's those kinds of things too. Those healing and growing are no longer being wowed by money and fancy things. Yeah, because it's like, what has that actually done? But I think of, there's a new housewife in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I know that like her business is going to take a hit in some capacity, because she's like a money mindset manifestation coach, not a financial advisor, who makes money teaching other people how to make money. but just with the mindset, right? For me, I have a lot of money conversations because I literally have a money channel in my human design body graph, but I'm like, okay, hey, if you need $100 to make your rent tomorrow, here's how you're going to do it. And this is a way that like, I know, okay, you want to get scrappy. This isn't going to happen by you going on YouTube live because you don't even have enough subscribers to go YouTube live, right? Or YouTube live, but be humble and go sign up for Instacart in this way and go get your $100. Like that's more realistic and what people need to hear. And that's what actually, those are the real issues that people are dealing with, not like, you know, then different people at different levels, different people need different things, but I think knowing the community that you serve is important. Are there any reflector channels? If I guess, I think no. LO, I'm curious. No, because the reason people are reflectors is because there are no, the reason people are reflectors is because they have no channels. They only have gates. So there's no reflector channels. There's manifested channels, generated channels, or projected channels, but no reflector channels. That's a good question though. It like tells me how you think about the body graph too. So I love that. Yeah, no moral false hyping, exactly. Could you explain the 1020? I like your explanations. It makes more sense. Thank you. Yeah, because I'm like, can I translate this? How can you serve others that magnetize us, takes away the chase, no more false typing. Yeah, because I'm like, I just don't want to hear, I remember I met somebody when I was working front desk at a spa, and then I'll explain that channel in a second. I met somebody while I was working front desk at a spa, and they were like, oh my God, like, you're so personable. I love your energy. Like, are you interested in sales? And I was like, fuck it. I'm working front desk at a spa making like, you know, $15 an hour. Like, I'll do sales. I hate my life anyway. I didn't really hate my life, but I was just like, I don't want to do this. Like, what's some extra money doing something, you know, I'll just capitalize on the energy. And so that was before I knew how to use my sales channels to only sell what I actually enjoyed selling. And so spas was easier because I believed in it. But her and her husband, what was the little cutie deer? Her and her husband are on a sales call with me, and I was like, oh, I literally cut them off, and I was like, it's like 45 minutes into the call, and they still haven't shitted out like what it is that they do, and I'm like, I feel like I'm being held hostage. Like, this feels like I'm being sold into a timeshare. Like, what do you want from me? Like, what is it? Shit it out already. Like, and that's where it's like the there's like the nurture sequence of traditional marketing is like shifting, because it's like I know what I want to provide people as a service. So if you don't align, I'm not interested in having a long drawn out sales call with you. Like, that doesn't interest me. I don't do, hi Boricua. I don't do 30-minute discovery calls where I basically do free labor. If you like my content, you like who I am, you want to work with me and do mentorship, you know where to find the application. But I'm not interested in trying to contort people into, you know, what it is that they think that they need. And, you know, I'm self-employed for going on my 5th year of doing this as my only income gig. So it's like, that has worked. It works for me. And I think that's more of where we're going to. Yeah, I love that. I think I want to make a new personal Instagram today. A good day for this creative idea. I mean, I think especially so, because it's like, how do you want to step out of your shadow? New moon in Capricorn, 12th house. Sunday fun day. I love that. Before I forget, I just want to go back to Chelsea for a moment to answer the hi baby. So I feed this little deer family, and it's, especially because it snowed, it's really quiet. So they hear me talking, and they know that they usually get carrots, but it's not carrot time. I trained them to work on my Gate 5 schedule in Human Design. They know it's in the morning, but their little faces are so cute. But the ADHD manifesting generator in me is getting back to the 1020 channel. So the 1020 channel connects the throat chakra to the G center. So anything that creates circuitry, gate 20 is like, it's a magnetic gate. It's part of like the generated, it's actually a projector channel, but it's generates a lot of energy for being the effervescent truth teller. So, wow, oh my God. Yeah, probably around the same here. So Gate 20 sits in the throat. It's all about like, what do you have to say to be authentic? Now, I think because of where you are, Chelsea, hi, yes, it's interesting, right? It's having to get comfortable with saying things, knowing the way that you're saying things. I think Ziggy Astrology is a perfect person to use this as an example, because she's very obviously phenomenal at what she does, but I can't do yelling all the time. And what she's been changing and doing her content is like, it's a much softer, grounded version of her, and I'm like, that is what's real. That's the Ziggy that I've been waiting for. So I knew it was gonna come because she's a Aquarius sun, Scorpio moon. So because I resonate, I'm an Aquarius rising, Scorpio moon. She's a Scorpio moon, Cancer rising, Aquarius sun. And I was like, that I can resonate with. That's a Ziggy I can fuck with more, because it doesn't, and that's very Saturn and Aries too. Like learning that kind of like how to get the recognition in a positive way, in a sustainable way. So that is a variation of like what the kind of like frequency of a gate 20 does to the throat chakra. It's a Gemini mutable placement where we're looking at like, how do I say it and say it directly but grounded. Like you guys see me more so in these lives where like you see more of that kind of passionate side of me, and sometimes I'll do it in pieces of content, but I do not want to build a business that's known for creating volatility, because then I've created a volatile business. Right? So it's like, that is something you also have to do your due diligence. But if you're like somebody, be more chill. And I think like less desperate, right? Like anywhere that you sense desperation, if you come to it where like your vocal tone or vocal frequency is going to be noticed. So it's like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if you're filming content from a place of, I need to get paid for this, I'm desperate to get money, I need to get paid, I need money. It's like giving Cookie Monster pajama pants tarot card reader doing a live because they need to pay their rent, versus like, I'm making content because I actually believe in what I'm selling and I believe that this actually helps people. It's like the shitty way to say it, but it's that's the frequency that it feels. And gate 10 is like, it's a more it's one of the love gates in human design, where it's sitting in your G center. It's all about like, okay, how do I really come to a place of like grounded self-discovery? Because I'm speaking from my heart. I'm speaking from a sense of direction that I know to be true to me and the way that I want to navigate these waters. If you're doing, I think like people just want to know that they're meeting you where you're at, and that like they can say yes to you because you made it really easy to make them comfortable in knowing what level you're at. You don't have to be where I am 5 years into your spiritual business, it being the only thing that you want to do, and still be successful at it, or still, but it's being realistic about where you are and being able to check the ego and be humble about where you are at that moment, and saying like, okay, I am starting off here. So like, instead of me thinking that I'm going to get paid $150 every day doing one reading a day times 4 days a week, blah, 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 I'm okay with doing the free readings via Instagram live, right? Because it gives me a chance to practice. You get good. Like the reason I'm good and I remember so many things is because I've been reading charts for 10 years. Certain things didn't take me 10 years to memorize, but certain things I'm like, okay, like I'm applying the knowledge that I've learned, and I'm looking at people and doing like an actual human case study to say like, I see how this applies to people in real life. Like, don't be afraid to refer on your books. People are lazy. People just want you to be an easy conduit for the information for them. So that alone serves 50% of the purpose of, so it's allowing yourself to kind of say like, okay, I'm speaking from my heart, I'm speaking from my truth as a part of what I know that I want to do and how I want to grow, right? But making sure that you just take the time to make it sustainable. But doing like 2 businesses at one time that you're doing, figuring out a situationship, like just steady, slower and steady, to like tend to the fires and compartmentalize all of them so that you can work on all of them in separate ways and separate times, not from a place of moving forward anxiety. Because then again, it's like if you're building your business on a state of frantic energy, people are going to feel that. Like you can tell. There was somebody, hi Toby, there was somebody who came into my live and was on the energy, it was on another live of another human design reader. And I don't know, I don't follow this like I've seen them on my For You page, of course, because we're in the same, algorithm. But I don't know what's been going on with that person, but something's been off for a while, even off from the beginning, and I always kind of felt it. And I was like, okay. And they, this person in my live was like, they kind of attacked me in response. And I'm like, okay, because that person is coming on and using their 150,000 followers to do a quick cash grab and doing it out of desperation. So like if I am in an off mood, like because something else happened in my personal life, my moon is in the 10th house, I'm just to say, hey guys, I'm a little tired today, like shit was fucked, like this happened, but like we're still here doing the work. So at least, because the energy is obvious, so if I at least tell you guys what I know 2 out of my 3 my channels are projecting out, what's up, right? But I'm never gonna, if I truly feel like I'm doing a live or I have to reschedule a live because sorry, to do a little puzzle, hold on, pause. like people can feel that. So it's like you can run, but you can't hide type of energy, which Gemini placements will try to do, as you guys know. But, and I love my Gemini placements. My good Gemini placements I love because you guys fall in my 5th house. But yeah, it's just a lot of like, you have to speak it truthfully. And I think really checking yourself or asking yourself, like, why am I doing this? Like, why do I want this? Like, what is it? Because like, I think this is what a spiritual mentor looks like, or is it human design that I'm practicing now as a piece of the spiritual menu that I offer as a spiritual mentor, right? But it's like, if you're creating a business because you're running from your life, that's never going to work out well, because you're putting too much pressure on something that should be created from love, not desperation. And that I had to get serious with. I say that because I also was there. So it was when I was working in, I just moved out of my apartment into my now husband's apartment 5 years ago. Like I was like slowly extracting myself. It wasn't like a cut and dry extraction from the arts industry. And I was like, I didn't want to create my human design. If I was going to create it out of a labor of love, I needed it to be something that was truly a labor of love that I didn't feel resentful showing up for. And so, any times that I felt that throughout my last 5 years, I'm like, okay, this is where like people are taking too much advantage because I didn't realize I had to communicate this boundary in that sort of way. And so you have to be comfortable being honest with yourself and looking at the pieces of yourself that aren't enjoyable. And to me, it's better to do some self-discovery and figure them out myself than to embarrass myself loudly in front of other people. Sometimes, and listen, I had to learn sometimes that way too. There's a very decently sized artist talk that I was asked to do, and I hit my limit because I said yes too many times to something that I should have said no to in the arts industry. And it could have gotten me a lot more money if I wanted to play that bubble, but it wasn't something that I did out of a labor of love. I was in the arts industry because I stayed in the arts industry. It started enjoyable, but I stayed in it because it looked cool on the outside to other people, but I wasn't making as much money that I could have, because I couldn't sell something that I didn't believe in anymore. But that came with like some harsh self-reflection of like, I had to let my art career go because the manifesting generator in me had grown out of it and I needed to release the idea of what I thought it was going to be. And like, I thought I was going to be this like big curator in Chelsea. And I was like, yeah, I don't want it, which is funny because it's Chelsea, and talking to Chelsea about this too, both my Chelsea's here. Like I needed to let it go and be really honest with myself about what needed to change. So that it will trump any, book that you can read or other human design reading you could get. It's like just sitting with yourself and knowing like, hi Lauren, how you can have your own personal come to Jesus moment is helpful. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's like, do you like doing human design because you like it or because it makes you look cool? Because you're the only one doing it, right? Same thing I had to ask for art. I know you enjoy it, but it's like, what part of that is actually exciting to you? So figuring out about that. Yeah, it lights you up. Exactly. Let me pause here for a second to read. Do you have an astrologer you recommend on YouTube? I took your advice and started paying attention to how I feel and watching people, and I'm noticing a lot of subtle little pokes of fear. So I don't really watch any other astrologers like that. It's like whoever pops up on my For You page. I don't go and I like Pam Gregory for transits, but it depends on are you asking for somebody, because I can just read it myself, right? So it's for me, I know enough to just if I have a question, I know where to go to get the answer. But Pam Gregory would be my one, just for, I think it's do you want generalized info to learn, or do you want to learn about the transits? It's what's your intention behind it? Yeah, I'm a runner and working on it. Gemini rising. Yeah, absolutely. She a runner, she attracts dog. That kind of energy. Yeah, Brenna is my astrologer mostly. Thank you. The Armenian guy is too. Oh yeah, Armenian guy, I don't know. Yeah, Julie. Oh, Nicholas Ashbaugh. Okay, is the best. Yeah, I'll have to look at him too. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I hate that at the end it comes back to shadow work and light bulb moments, even though it's work. Yeah, because we want to avoid the obvious. Full circle to what I said earlier. It's the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. Yeah, bunches. I would start with Pam Gregory. Because you like my energy, Pam is also a double Pisces. So you'll like her. I found her through Lee Harris, who I also really love. Lee channels the vocabulary that the transits show us in map format. So it's a lot of like another way to hear like the different themes. But I would refer to her because she talks about like the new and full moons and any kind of like the larger transits. Yeah, other than that, I feel like for me, I just refer to myself. I don't mean for that to sound like arrogant, but like I mean, let me know if there's any other kind of astrology content that you need, because I can also make it for you. Why not? Give me something to respond to. In true manifesting generator to manifesting generator fashion, let me know. Let me see. Yeah, double Pisces. Yes, I'm actually, I'm an Aquarius rising, Scorpio moon, Pisces sun, but a lot of Pisces energy. Yeah, the Capricorn is the devil card in tarot. Oh, wow. That's so, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and what are your thoughts on sharing your North Node and South Node with your child? I love that. I mean, I like that you're both here with the same kind of like past life energy. I also wonder if you were like mother and child or connected in a past life in some way. But I like it because you're gonna have like the boots on the ground, logical advice to give them that like not every parent has to give their child. So yeah. Yeah, and the astrology reading on my website. Yes, that also helps. I do astrology readings on my website. Thank you for shouting me out. Right now my guides have me in a paid reading timeout so I can do it myself, and it's so, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, I don't want, hi Mirror back, it's nice to see you. Yeah, like it's boring for me to sit here and talk about your crusty man for the third paid reading in a row, right? Like eventually, like if I don't have people that do that more than twice. You know, like they'll do like twice, but I'm like, okay, what's changed? Have you moved out yet? Do you have a new job? Like, what are we doing? Like, you're like 58 years old. Are you embarrassed? Like, I'm 32. Like, what are we doing? Like that, like, I don't have that kind of, I don't contort that energy just for $1. Like, I don't want to be like, is there any ounce of shame? Like, that's where it's like sometimes shame and like making people feel a little uncomfortable. I'm okay with if it writes out that energy, because I only attract people that actually want to change or are like truly looking for like, hey, I trust you. I trust that you've got me. Like, here's my exit strategy for my job, for my relationship. Again, because I have so much Scorpio, I'm usually helping people transition out of big changes in some way. So yeah, it's like, that's the type of energy I'm more interested in working with than like, is Dan gonna ask me out tomorrow? I don't know. Like, if you have to ask, probably not. Like, I'm gonna say no probably every time. I don't give a fuck about Dan. Like, Dan doesn't give a fuck about you either if you have to ask that question. You know, and that, like, it's also like age, like the age level that I want to attract to. Yeah, you know the answer deep down. Well, it's a thing, right? Like, as a spiritual mentor, it's not people who sell you their way or the highway of doing things aren't selling you on your individual design. Like my goal is to not look at you through who I think that you should be because of my morals and values as Brenna Keeley Human Design, or just Brenna period, but like what is actually beneficial for Chelsea or Allie or Jen or Carol or Boricua or, you know, Cassandra. Like, what do you actually need? Because I know what I think you should do as a person, right? But if we're looking at this together objectively, what's kind of your strategy for what needs? And that's why, like, I turn around, you know, someone wants to speak to HR or the boss about what they think their human design reading should be, like, it's me, right? So it's like, I'm not going to attract people that I don't want to talk. I literally left a 9-to-5 job. If I wanted to talk to people that I was annoyed by all day, I'd become a lawyer in big law and make a starting salary of $250,000. Like, then I could have just done that instead. But like, I didn't do this and come this far to work with people that are fucking annoying, you know? And like, and that's what people think. Like, they think that you have to, and you know, have I kissed some frogs? Absolutely. Do someone slip through the cracks every once in a while? Absolutely. But then it's like a one and done. And I'm like, okay, what's an hour in the grand scheme of my life? You know, like, it's not that, much of an issue. And like, they usually are like, they didn't get what they got what they needed in terms of like, on paper, they got their recording. It was an hour of my time and theirs that they paid for, whether or not they decide to actually listen to the impact or listen to the information that I gave them to make their lives better. Cause I actually like also don't want to deal with people who are fucking miserable and making everybody else miserable. And then we're cleaning everyone else's messes up. Those of us who, we go to therapy, we go get astrology readings for people who don't, right? That don't want to have the self-awareness. So it's like, yeah, it's like, know that it's also possible because I'm doing it. I wouldn't share something that I didn't actually know or could stand by in my own energy, because, and it won't, it's not sustainable. It's slowly like that reservoir of that kind of energy is drying out. But it's like knowing that you have to invest in like the quality of your relationships first, and then they become the quantity over time. But you know, you could make more with 10 really good clients than trying to chase down 25 just because you're hung up on a number and what you think that number is going to do for you. But it's like casting energy into an idol or an inanimate object that doesn't actually have any spiritual power. Like that you're letting that number hold some sort of weird frequency over you. So, you know, 10,000 subscriber or followers here on TikTok for me. I was more interested in it giving me playlists so people can binge my content and like find stuff easier than like what the number 10,000. Like obviously it's an incredible number and I'm proud of myself for the work that I put in to get there, but I wasn't worried about rushing, you know, or not enjoying the process of getting there, because that doesn't do anything. But again, like desperate for a number, desperate for another number, like you're chasing a high that will never be satisfied. Awesome. Thank you. It's not arrogant. I do a little myself. Yeah, exactly. A lot of times it helps me learn and confirm what I'm picking up. I love that. Yeah, Lee Harris. Yeah, I love him. He's amazing. Yeah, I'll have to visit his channel this week. He just did a energy of the year ahead, and it was funny because I wanted to go and like compare some of the energies that he was talking about with some of the transits. So I'll let you know. I'll make it a video probably to help. But yeah, so let me know if you guys have any other questions, comments, curiosities while we're here. And if you do want me to pull up your chart and come up with the strategy, I think, or no, I don't have any other bookings open for today, but I'll be back on Thursday. I'll be on for like another 15 minutes. It's always amazes me how whether it's a tarot reading, human design, astrology, channeling, the message comes through. See, and that's exactly the point, right? You can't make this shit up. Exactly. Like, what's your preferred method? The energy is just truth. What vessel? That's why when someone's like Vedic astrology versus, you know, and people like to argue, I'm like, if you are so stuck on your ego proving that Vedic is better than Western, when the information is the fucking same for what your person needs to help them, that's like ego versus like how you actually want to help your person. But like, why the fuck are you, it does nothing but make you look bad for like what you think or who has to piss on who. It's like, okay, what dog can lift their leg up higher to get the fire hydrant first? Like, that is like, what are we doing? Like, this is not, it's a bastardization of somebody being in it for the wrong reasons. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I'm writing a book this year. Yay, congratulations. That's exciting. I love that. Are you doing it under a pen name or are you doing it under your government? Aw, I just see you wrote in Arabic. I don't know. Let me see here. If I can, well, let me translate. Oh, the US. Yeah. Can you tell? Can you tell? Oh, I love that. Yes, that's so exciting. I love that. Yeah, writing is such a good, for a reflector especially, like, please reflect back to us what's happening. Well, okay, I'll do that. Okay, thank you. Yeah, congrats, Mir. Yes. Yeah, writing has helped me so much with processing. Yeah, it is, absolutely. And it's like in every fiction is a lot of nonfiction too, right? It's like the elements that go into a good fictional story are all based in observational truths, right? Yeah, I actually just got, Boriko, you'll appreciate this. I just got asked today in the comments if I did like a morning like newspaper basically with the transits. So and that's like, I guess a question I can pose to all you guys, like how I do the energy of the days and the energy of the weeks on Sunday over on YouTube. Do you, if I did like an email energy of the day for your inbox, like let's say I can make it and time it so it goes out at like 3 a.m. Okay. Because I want to make sure that I'm not annoying everyone. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Substack or paid email. That's also good too. Like a low cost funnel I could do too. Yeah, like how would you guys like that? Because I want to make sure like my email list is like decently sized, and I know there's some people that like that I'm like once a month. Like what would you, if you were to do if you were to log in or pay or subscribe, would Substack be a good portal? I feel like Substack is a better option. Cosmic Latte? Oh, I haven't heard. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I like the blog aspect of Substack. So Cassandra, let me know your what feels good for you too. And this is manifesting generator in real time. I know I make myself available, but what am I responding to that my people need? So I'm showing you how to use it in real time. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Julia. So Substack. Jacqueline and Julia say Substack. I love emails. I prefer not more than once a week. Okay, so it would be like a, like if I were to do email, then you would want, so what I can do then is I'll just do for you, Cassandra, and that vein. I'll send out an email every Sunday when I post the energy of the week that goes out. And then in that, I'll include a link that goes to Substack for those who want the daily connection. So that we'll do it that way. Because then everyone is happy in my Aquarian pleasing way. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I ignore emails. Yeah. Aw, thank you, Ali. I appreciate that. I have a lot of, I don't know where you're from, Ali, but I have a lot of like Egyptian, I've had a lot of Egyptians that speak Arabic bilingual in my life over the course of my life. So I don't know. I have my Venus line in astrocartography that runs through Egypt. So there's a lot of that. Okay, bunches. Yeah. I can do like a little thematic breakdown. You'll really like my video for Sunday because I had somebody that asked me about the Earth placement in human design, which I use, but I haven't talked about. Oh, Iraq, yeah. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Wow, I can imagine. Oh, we'll speak some protection over you. That's so cool. I talk really fast, so I am impressed. Usually I have everyone asking me to slow down. But yeah, I'll write out a little bit more. I'll work on that for tomorrow in my Saturn World Day. Yeah, I have one email where all my spam emails go, and then I have my other email that I know I can't. That's why I speak in like 2x speed. But it's funny because when I do my energy of the days and I listen back to them, I have to listen to myself on 2x speed. Because I try not to talk too fast because I condense a lot of information in a very short period of time. So it's always an art, Aquarius, Mercury on my ascendant, to like find the balance of, but I think everyone that I connect with, right? Thank you. Everyone that I connect with has a little bit of ADD, ADHD in some way. So it's like, you can't, like, this train requires a level of pace that us Northeasterners. Yeah, right? Oh yeah, there you go. Yes. A lot of the Aries placements too. And well, yeah, because my third house is Aries also. So Aries communication, third house communication, it works well with my Aquarius rising. And then my, like I say perfection year, which is technically like, depending on who you talk to, correct, incorrect, it depends on who wants to argue or just like let sleeping dogs lie. But it's like annual perfection is like the biblical term for the series that I've been doing. So when I have having Mercury natally retrograde on my ascendant is like, even the wrong word is actually more of the right one, or the way that I know that my people need the language translated to them. It's so funny because I had a live, for those of you who don't know, on Wednesday with a psychic medium named Alyssa, and the different frequencies or the ways that we were like both, I was doing more of the human design stuff, but also I am intuitive and a psychic medium too. So us kind of doing the interplay. And she's a Capricorn rising, I'm an Aquarius rising, Sagittarius sun, Pisces sun. So we both have mutable suns and Saturnian rising signs. Our planetary ruler is Saturn for both of us. And I know, like, generally the amoeba that is live, right? Like, you guys kind of always are going to resonate with like a same type of frequency that I'm speaking about. And so for her, it was kind of like two of our worlds melding together. And I can actually feel like the block when like, if she's about to say something on live, she'll keep going. But I can always feel, and I think with my Scorpio stellium, it's like when people are like, okay, I know what you're talking about. You don't need to say it out loud on live. So there were a couple times where we were doing that kind of interplay where I was like, okay, I think that's enough for so-and-so. We don't need to continue on, like, and then she was like, okay, cool, I'll pivot in this direction. So it's like, how do we refine the message? 80%. That's really good. That's better. I understand 0% of Arabic, so you're already doing amazing. I'm sure it helps with work too. But yeah, it's cool to see how, like, even in our, it's like for astrology, human design, so, like, we always need to hear things. Like when I was studying, like 3 different ways for me to really understand like all sides of the same, even just talking about your Aries rising or your rising sign, hearing and studying and listening to as many videos as you can about Aquarius rising or Aries rising or whatever it is going to be helpful so you can like really retain all angles of the information. So, hi Argentina, hi Shelly, nice to see you. But yeah, so let me know again any last minute questions before I hop off for the day. I'm gonna check in with my husband and then we'll go from there. I'm debating if I'm gonna get on a co-working session and stay on YouTube. I'll end this live stream for the hotline and then start a YouTube co-working session. So I might do that because then I can work on my email for you guys too and get Substack in order. Because I already have the outlines written, so this is just me thinking out loud about organizationally speaking. Or if I'll either start it for tomorrow, for Sunday, or next week. But I should be able to get it done today. I love seeing you today too. It's so nice to check in with you. Both my reflectors, Toby, or two of my OG reflectors, Toby and you were here today. Because I always think of who was up with me. Max Thoreau. That's so funny. Did his name pop up? Like the guy from, I think of Bates Motel. That actor, right? I think that's who that is. Wait, now I have to look up. Yeah, that's who I was thinking. Wait, he was in Bates Motel. What else was he in? He played the brother. Oh, The Pacifier? That I also know him from. What else? Oh, Fire Country. Yeah, I just saw that. What is that about? Bode Donovan. Okay, I have to look at that too. Do you guys remember the show Providence? It was like a very niche, like old show about, oh, okay, I'll have to look at that. Yeah. Yeah, right. I loved like that's been coming up a lot. I've had a couple people like I don't know, I guess I'm supposed to go to Providence, but, I have had a couple people recently that had booked readings with me that were born in Providence. So I'm like, what is that about? Yeah. Hi, San. Welcome, welcome. How are you? I don't even think it was on for that long. Yeah, 99 to 2002. Gay Paradise. I love that. Providence. Yes, it's true. P-Town. I have a couple clients that will go out there during Pride Month too. I forgot about that. Maybe I should go for Pride. Maybe that's the sign. I'm from the US. You know what's so funny too? Like I always say with my lives, like it's interesting to see. And thank you guys for all the 222s. I am about to go into a 9th house perfection year, so it's like other cultures and like international travel. And coming up upon my 9th house perfection year, I have so many people like Ali, like I have Brazil, Mexico, Iraq, Iran, like, or any places that are allowed to have this portal at least, or get it in some capacity. Like so many people that come into my live and will comment, Switzerland, yes, and be like, I'm trying to learn English, like that. Argentina, okay. I used to have one of my clients lived in Argentina too, actually, and my Spanish tutor for a little while. But yeah, a lot of people from a lot of different countries. So my Aquarian, and it's funny because I'll see not a lot of people, at least in these types of spiritual lives, do I see that happen. So it's an interesting comparison to our perfection years, but alrighty, that's okay. Yeah, that's what practicing is for. Yeah, likewise. Thank you. I'm gonna transition over to YouTube, so if you guys follow me there, What I'll do is I'll start the live. I'm gonna run upstairs to just replenish my 3 beverages, because we always need to have 3 at a time, as you know, those who know. And then I'll continue to do a little bit of a co-working session. So if you guys want to continue to have more of a chill conversation there, I'm going to be working. Because I have a defined ego center, motivation center in human design, so that's what I use it for. So I do 15-minute timer, 15-minute hourglass on, and then a 5-minute break in between, roughly. And then I'll answer questions in between over there. It's the same handle, yt.com @Brenna's here, and you'll see my red profile picture. So hello and goodbye. I can't slow down. I wish I can. I love that. Clean your makeup brushes. That would be perfect. And yeah, I'll be over there. So we'll do that, and then I'll work on, you guys have given me some good homework to do, so I'll work on that while we're on live, and I'll see how long we're over there. So thank you guys on my TikTok side. Cassandra, my YouTube folks, hello and goodbye. In this portal, I'm going to stop this type of streaming, so I'm going to stream from my phone. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Jen. It was nice to see you. Thank you, all my Jens. Jen with 2 N's, Jen with 1 N. Thinking of you guys. And the loss of Jen's mom today and dealing with that grief. So thank you.